got my little favourite pool to jump into. So we got the North Swin Brain here and South Swin Brain, and I'm sort of getting hooked on my fly fishing. So I try to get down here as much as I can. There's a guy, a local guy who's written a couple of books on fly fishing, and I asked if he did like private classes, and he sort of put this checklist together. He's like, are you committed? Do you know how to train? It's like Mr. Miyagi or from the Karate Kid. I've got to make sure I'm the right student. So he's going to put me through a few tests. I'm heading off to Hall Ranch, and I think it's a popular destination for mountain biking and running. Out my door, it's probably about an hour 45 loop for a run, and it's quite up and down, but great for base work.
Talked a little bit about just the number of options that you have out of here. Where do you go on your road rides?
Yeah, I mean, I love Boulder, but I think that in terms of training, the biggest issue there is you just can't ride south. So, I have that slight option of being able to go south on 36 and then up Left-Hand Canyon, or just to do a loop out east, or I can go out to Masonville or Fort Collins, and I try to get a couple of rides in the hills every week.
You just hop on the wait for the guys to come on
exactly,
the
Fruit Loops.
Hop on the first Fruit
No, I always ride
Loop,
towards them at least once a week. I'll jump on 36, ride towards them, and have a bit of a go around Fruit Loops. So, that's a favourite for athletes from all around the area. So, if I'm ever feeling bad, I'll just jump off and go back home. So it's a
convenient location.
I've got a pull-out option there. Exactly. There's always a little rivalry too between the cyclists and the triathletes. So I still go out with my aero bars on and just stir them up a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. I definitely get a good workout.
It's good having Mike Larson as kind of being a steadfast rider in that group. Having the aero bars around.
It always helps.
Yeah.
It's everyone knows him from his cycling background, and he's sort of he sort of calms everyone down a little, and he'll go off the front, and I think he's generated a little bit of respect for us out there.
So Craig, Chris, what's coming up for you the rest of the year now after Vineman?
I'm still sort of focusing on a couple of 70.3s, just the more, I sort of titled them domestic races, probably Timberman. Then there's a race down in Cancun, and I've got a couple of presentations to do with Gatorade and some training clinics. So I'm looking forward to those, just to break up training a bit. But my key focus, I guess, for the second half of the season is Tahoe Xterra, Maui Xterra, and then the World 70.3. It's always nice to finish the season off with some fun races. So there's the new Escape from Bermuda. So definitely planning on that one, and then also Thailand, which is always it's a hard one to get into. They build the whole program up based on an international field, and the fact that Australians keep winning, then they're the ones who get invited back, and it's hard to squeeze back in the program. So,
it's hard to turn Phuket down.
It is. I've been there a couple of times, and I turned it down once, and I'll never forgive myself. And so Sarah's here all the time. She picks the smart races, but she always pencils in Phuket. So hopefully we'll get back at the end of the season. I've been in touch with a guy who owns a company, Sierra Medical, and they have a procedure that could fix up the hole in my septum, whether that's the major issue or not. But it's a simple procedure, and it can be done at the end of the season. So it's just going through some FDA approval. It's been done in Germany right now, and I'm just hoping that by the end of the year I'll be able to have the surgery done here, and hopefully get on with my career.
Pending a successful surgery, will you go back to Ironman racing if things turn out very well?
I'd have a test race again. I'll probably have a couple of test training sessions, but it's strange. It doesn't happen in training, it just happens in races. So I definitely have to go back and try it. And Australia would definitely be a key focus. I've done so many races around the world. It'd be nice to win sort of my home race, and whether Hawaii is the key focus or not, I think it'd be nice to squeeze out a couple of wins around the circuit. But I wouldn't put my career on the line for Hawaii anymore if it was still a health issue. And the fact that 70.3 is building up so much momentum, the sponsors are satisfied with those performances, and hopefully keep pushing that way.
Talk a little bit about your 70.3 series this year. Before the 70.3 series started, you had an epic race with Terenzo at Wildflower,
Mm-hmm.
and then a few weeks later, you got him back at.
It was a fun
down in
game.
Mexico.
I mean, he blew us to pieces in Wildflower. It was, you go to that race in 4 hours always seems the mark. And I remember, I mean, I wasn't having a great day, but I was checking out my watch, and I'm like, well, I can still get close to 4 hours here. That'll put me in contention. And I kept running along, and I'd get these splits back, and it's like you're 3 down, you're 4, 5, 6 minutes down, and he just kept running away. And when I worked my way into second place, and I mean, that was as close as I was going to come. And it was a bit of a game going into Baja just 2 weeks later, and it's like, well, how can you turn this around? And I mean, I was, whether it worked or not, I was sort of planning more on my strength and I guess experience in the sport to recover from that race, do the right things, and get to Baja and really attack the race, which I mean is what I did. And it was a close race. We sort of traded first place a few times, and even when he crossed the line, I kicked him up the butt and had a bit of a laugh. So he's going to be around for a lot of years, and hopefully can have some good races with the guy. He's a good kid.